Welcome to this tour of an 1812 abandoned barn. This clip was filmed the day we purchased the property, and as you can see, the entryway is completely impassable. The doors don't open at all, much past what you can see here. As you can also see, there are some structural issues with this barn as well. A few weeks later, we started cleaning out the barn, and it was obvious that the former owner took all of the furniture, trash, etc. from the house and just put it in the barn. We were able to clean out that entryway so that we could get into the barn and see what the barn actually looks like and how much trash is actually in this barn that we will have to remove. We found out from a couple of neighbors that the barn had been pillaged by a few people prior to us owning the property. But we haven't really found anything of value in the barn. All the items that you see are leftover items, more modern items. We haven't found a ton of historical items in this barn yet. This barn is a 1.5-story eave entry gable roof bank barn with the bank along its east gable side. There are 4 3-paneled vents that can be seen on each side of the main entrance to light the bank behind. The grade level in front of the main entrance gradually drops towards either side, revealing the concrete foundation below. The gable roof of the barn has 2 metal ventilators, one each towards either end. The main entrance of the barn is at the center through a pair of double-height exterior-hung sliding paneled wagon doors with X-braces. We did find a bunch of records in this barn, and we listened to them, and a couple of them are actually pretty good. Back in the day, this used to be an old dairy farm, and down in the basement you can see the old dairy stanchions. In the early 20th century, there was a new approach to dairy barn design, which was the ground-level stable barn, which helped reduce the spread of tuberculosis by improving lighting, ventilation, and reducing the airborne dust of manure. Unfortunately, as you can see, we have too much ventilation in this barn, but we will fix that. Some farmers converted manure basements in older barns into ground-level stables with concrete floors. With the stables occupying the entire first floor generally, the space above served as a hayloft.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can actually walk.
Now, our family has really done a great job of removing all the trash that was right here. We can actually walk in here now, and the floorboards are very beautiful. So you walk in the front here, and there's some really nice horse stalls. Let's see, we got 4 over here and 2 over on this side. So as you can see, lots of old furniture. There's a lot more trash that was in here. Some of these pieces are kind of cool looking. It's a pretty mirror. Lots of old stuff. Looks like this was never cleaned out from the previous horse that lived in here. So the barn does have quite a few skylights that I think we're gonna patch. No, we're definitely gonna patch. And then this portion here, I'm not gonna get close to that, but the floor caved in because of all of the damage that was done from the weather because of this hole. Okay, going back to this side, looks like we have an old tack room there, and there's the stairs that go downstairs. It's a little half wall here. Some old records, headboard, old books or whatnot. Oh, a nice couch. We can now see this part of the barn. All of that brush was encompassing this side of the barn. There's lots of barn clean out happening today. It is unfortunate that we have to throw most of this stuff that was in the barn in the dumpster, but a lot of it was way too dirty to salvage. This barn had been abandoned for quite some time, and the rodents had moved in. There was lots of dust and other sort of things that were in there, so unfortunately a lot of this could not be salvaged.